Today we're gonna talk about new trinkets in Red Dead Online. I'm gonna tell you how you can get these new trinkets, what bonuses do they give you, and the most important question, whether you have to buy them at all. I mean, are they worth it? You can buy new trinkets from Gus, Naturalist role NPC, but it's more like crafting, because you need not only the money, but also the ingredients. For each trinket you're gonna need some animal parts like horn, tooth or something, and a jewelry, rings, necklaces, stuff like that. Important note, you not only need to have the animal parts, you also need to sell them to Gus before you will be able to craft the trinket. After you're gonna purchase the trinket, it will be active all the time, giving you bonus passively. You can always see what trinkets do you have under the player menu. It's called perks there. All the trinkets work at the same time and give you bonuses. Now let's talk about each trinket specifically. First one is called Beaver Tooth Trinket, and it permanently slows degradation for all the weapons by 10%. You can get them from beavers by killing and skinning them. You can find the beavers and pretty much any animals that you gonna need for making trinkets using the Red Dead Online interactive map. Link will be in the description. Also you're gonna need earrings. And to find them, just like any other jewelry that you gonna need for crafting trinkets, you will have to have a collector's role. Again, you can use interactive map, but this time for collector items. Link will be in the descriptions. It's just I'm afraid that now some jewelry has a random spawn, so it's gonna be a little bit harder to find specific jewelry that you're gonna need for a trinket. Anyway, now let's talk about the bonus this trinket does. What weapon degradation actually means. So basically when you're using weapon in a free roam, it gets dirty. There is even a stat that shows you condition of your weapon. When your weapon is dirty, it affects damage and reload speed. And by the way, it affects it a lot. For example, tests that we were making last year showed that the difference between the dirty weapon and the clean one is around 15% in damage. But you have to know that inside PvP showdown matches there is no weapon degradation. Anyway, when you are in a free roam, your weapon gets dirty and you have to clean it with gun oil. But with this trinket, weapon degradation rate is gonna be slower by 10%. It's kinda useful to be honest, but on the other hand, it costs almost $800. So if you are a new player or you have not much money, don't buy it, it's definitely not worth it for you. But if you have a lot of money, then why not? I suggest you to buy it, it has some use. Okay, to be honest, I don't suggest new players to buy any of these trinkets. For a new player, none of them is worth the money you have to spend. Okay, next one is pretty interesting. Buck Antler Trinket. To craft it you need a buck antlers, you can get them from bucks, and a knuckle. Again, use interactive map to find the stuff. What is interesting about this trinket is the bonus that it gives, and it's kinda confusing. Player has a higher chance of receiving better quality pelts and skins from animals in perfect condition. And to understand what it actually does, I had to make some experiments. Okay, when you kill an animal not with a headshot or using inappropriate weapon, for example bow against rabbits, it ruins the pelt and carcass quality. But with this trinket, if you ruin the perfect animal carcass and decrease it to 2 stars, there is a little chance that you still gonna get perfect pelt from it. From my testings, chance is not so high. I've killed around 20 animals in inappropriate way, let's say it like this, and I've got the perfect pelts only 3 times, but maybe I was just unlucky. Anyway, I think that the chances are something between 10 and 20%. Now the main question is, do you really need this trinket? And it's kinda hard to answer, because on one hand, yes, you sometimes will ruin the pelt quality just by making inaccurate shot. And it's kinda nice to have this little chance of fixing stuff. But on the other hand, now with the trader role, we're not skinning animals anymore, we're taking the whole carcasses. And to be honest, there are so many perfect animals spawning players nowadays that if you miss a shot and ruin the pelt quality, it doesn't matter, just go find another 3-star animal. So I'm not quite sure whether you really need this trinket. So I would recommend buying this trinket only for hunters who for some reason are still collecting animal pelts. The next trinket is called Javelina Tusk trinket. It permanently increases players' horse bonding rate by 10%. By the way, you can get this Javelina Tusk from these little boars in New Austin. Anyway, what is horse bonding level or bonding rate? I have an old guide about horses. Sound quality is pretty bad, but information quality is good. Here I will put a link into description, go check it if you would like to. But in a few words, when you buy a new horse, you have to earn trust with it, and there are 4 bonding levels. Just by riding a horse and feeding it, you get in some sort of an experience points and you leveling up. On each level there are different tricks available that you can do with your horse. For example, you can calm your horse down and stuff like that. And also it affects some stats. In the most cases, if you just riding your horse, feeding it and calming it down occasionally, it would take only few hours to reach the maximum bonding level. So I'm not quite sure who would need this trinket. I mean, new players definitely shouldn't buy it, and experienced players already have like all the horses with maximum bonding level, so I don't recommend buying it. Horn Trinket goes next, and it's something that I definitely recommend buying to pretty much anyone. Because with it, picking creeping theme, oregano and wild mint yields 2x more herbs. I've tested it and it works perfectly. When we're gathering wild mint, for example, we're getting twice more resources. So it's basically double wheat for the same price. Do I really have to explain why it's good? Okay, I will explain. Oregano, creeping theme and especially wild mint are herbs that we're gonna gather the most in this game, because they are required to craft big game meat that fortifies our statuses. So in my opinion, gathering these herbs twice faster is definitely worth $500. Now let's move to the last trinket. It's called Snowy Egret, and it permanently decreases the speed that horse health and stamina cores drain by 10%. There is a common misconception about this trinket. Many people think that it decreases the stamina and health drain rate by 10%. So for example, when you ride in a horse with full acceleration, your stamina bar will drain on a slower rate. But no, it affects only horse health and stamina core drain rate. You see, your horse gets hungry over time, whether you're riding on it or not, and this hunger drains cores, and to restore the statuses you would have to feed your horse occasionally. By the way, the best way to feed your horse is to use hay that you can buy at stables for an extremely low price. Anyway, pretty much any saddle decreases this core drain rate, and with this trinket you can decrease it by additional 10%. But I'm not quite sure whether you need it honestly. I mean, yeah, with this trinket you will have to feed your horse a little less often, but who cares? For example, I like feeding my horse, it's kinda fun. So anyway, I recommend crafting this trinket only to people who has a lot of money and have no idea what to do with them. General conclusion about the trinkets. It's a content for a high-level rich players. If you don't have a lot of money, don't bother about the trinkets yet, because bonuses are definitely not worth it in most cases. But of course, if you have a lot of money, well, buy them. You're definitely gonna get some benefits. I just hope that in the future we will see more trinkets and maybe even some PvP focused. Anyway guys, I hope I explained this new trinket system and you're not confused with it anymore. Please let me know what do you think about all this stuff and about each specific trinket in the comments, and as always, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. До свидания.